Today on this nice Thursday, I wanted to do a throwback Thursday on one of the most legendary video games that we grew up on, and that is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you remember the story, CJ was gone for 5 years, and he was living in Liberty City. And then a tragedy happens on where their mom was killed in the drive-by, and her house was shot up. And he makes his way back home to pay his condolences, and basically just to be home with his family and his friends because they really, really need it. And also, he's dealing with his siblings and the attitudes that they bring to the table, especially Sweet. Well, Sweet was the big brother, but at the same time, he was always bitching and bickering towards CJ. But at the end of the day, CJ tried to make different changes in their lives when you had to go through so many crazy ass missions throughout that whole game, and you finally gained success throughout those crazy ass missions that you had to do, especially with owning a casino and owning other different businesses around San Andreas, and you generating all this extra cash and you making all this money. Now you have a record label, you working with rappers and things like that. And Sweet still wasn't happy. He just wanted the hood to be okay, and he didn't want to leave the hood behind. And I always wondered what Grove Street did to make money, because they wasn't into the drug game. They was trying to get drugs out of the neighborhood, which is cool. And the Ballers was all about the money, so they was the ones pushing the drugs. In which the Grove Street was just like, we don't want that shit nowhere around us. We want to get these drugs out of the city and keep the city clean. But at the same time, I always wondered what they did to make money. So it was pretty dope that you had to do a lot of stuff. And CJ was willing to give back to the hood, but his brother was just on some other shit. Either way it goes, everything that you did in that game was pretty dope. One of the most biggest villains in the game, who was playing Puppet Master the whole time, was Officer Tenpenny, who set most of everything up that happened, that went wrong in CJ's life and his family life. And Tenpenny was always connected to everything, and which gave it such a solid story, such a good story, man. And to top it all off, CJ finds out that his childhood friends were the ones who played a part in everything that was going wrong in his life. They was played a part in his mom's death. They played a part in the drugs being pushed around in the city and through the neighborhood. They played a part in a lot of their friends and stuff getting hooked on drugs, and people, getting murdered out there, and a lot of stuff being covered up where Tenpenny was using them the whole time just to control the streets. CJ lost some things in that video game and people, but he also gained a lot. He gained more friends, he gained more connections, he gained more power, he gained more money, and a better connection with his family as well. He was able to convince Sweet that the streets wasn't where it was at, and that the success that he had for him and his family was definitely the best choice. I feel like if they would have remastered this game in between GTA 6, it would have never got so much backlash. But until then, it's your boy Han Solo, and I'll be back with more content. I'm out.